Hey, what's up? It's Donnie. So I have another cool little haul for all of you. This is another haul that I got uh, kind of a long time ago. Most of these next videos are going to be the same way. All just hauls that I got very long time ago that I kept, separated. So I have no idea exactly when I got this. At least probably a year ago at this point. It's kind of ridiculous. I just have a lot of my old hauls that I didn't make videos for yet, just in bags, separated from everything. Um, Still not organized and put away because I still wanted to make these videos. So, yes, let's get right into this. So, first off, we got a reissue of Parliament's Mothership Connection. Now, this album is a really awesome album. There was a point when I was just trying to get all the really good Parliament albums and like Funkadelic stuff, but Parliament's a little bit more easy to find. But this is one I actually got a really good deal on. I want to say I paid only like $10 for this, like on eBay. It's a brand new, not brand new. I don't remember if I bought it and I opened it or if it was already opened or not, but either way, it's basically brand new. Reissue on red vinyl. So it's pretty cool. I don't have too many colored vinyl albums just because I mostly buy old used stuff, and having like um, colored versions of the vinyl is kind of like a newer fad mostly. I mean, like, the ones I do have are mostly like the Beatles ones, like I think I have a couple copies of the red album and one of the blue on blue vinyl and red vinyl. And then I have like the white album on white vinyl, a few other ones, but again, like this is one of the only ones really have. I'm not a huge fan of the colored vinyl thing, but it's kind of cool to have. Again, I'd still eventually like to get an original pressing of this album. Now, this is kind of a weird thing that happened with this one. So I got first I got a really just an okay copy of Little Richard's first album, and then I wanted to get a second album because the second album is also um, a really great album. And so I looked on eBay for a while, and there was this one listing. There's not too many listings on eBay. It's not a very common album at all. I believe they didn't have a picture of the actual record. They didn't have a great picture, didn't have a great description. Usually those kind of listings sell for a lot less, but still could be, really good copies of the album. So I like to take a risk on those. And so I did, and I got the album. The cover's good, but the inside was this. This is a stereo version of Little Richard's first album, not his second album, which I think his first album is Here's Little Richard. I believe the second one is called just Little Richard, if I'm not mistaken. I'll check here in a second. So I messaged the seller and I told them that, and I believe they gave me a discount, like a pretty hefty discount. But so I was happy with that. I got a good copy, of his first album and the cover. So I looked on eBay and I found another listing that was a very cheap listing. Buy it now for just the record for his second album. So I bought that and I paired it up. And now I have a pretty nice copy of Little Richard's second album. In my last video, my huge haul, I showed a couple copies of this, I believe, but this is definitely my best copy. And I got this one first, by the way. This one's, I had this for a little while. And this is a stereo copy, original stereo pressing. And because this is a smaller haul with not as many albums, I can kind of go more in depth into each individual record. When I have huge hauls, I don't want to have videos that are an hour long. So most if you watch my videos, I'm a huge Beatles fan. I love the solo Beatles stuff as well. This is one album by George Harrison that I've not before this I hadn't had. Just because I heard it wasn't a great album. I like to not listen to albums usually until I actually get them on vinyl. So I heard this wasn't a great album. For some reason, I couldn't really find it. Like when I would find it, it would be kind of expensive, and so I was trying to find a copy of this that was cheap. So I think I only spent like $6 on this, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. And it's a gatefold. But I listened to it. Like there's a few songs I already knew from it. I mean, I'm a big George Harrison fan, but I listened to the whole thing in full, and it's still like it's not a bad album at all. There's a few really great songs on here. There's Bye Bye Love, Ding Dong Ding Dong, um, Dark Horse. Those are all really great songs. And then these other ones, like this whole haul, is kind of, it's not just one trip. This was all kind of over the course of a little bit of time at different, I bought these at different places. So these next several, I think, next one, two, three, four, five albums I bought at Goodwill. And so I heard of Chris Christopherson, but I never listened to him. And I saw these at Goodwill, so I was like, I'll give them a try. And I listened to them, and they're pretty good. I don't love them at this point. I don't really remember much from them. This is the album Me and Bobby McGee. I don't think it's like a studio album. I think it's just like a compilation. But um, that song Me and Bobby McGee uh, is pretty popular. And then this is another album by him. This is Jesus Was a Capricorn. Another one I got for $1 at Goodwill. And another gatefold. And this is, I've seen this album before I bought it. It's just a cool cheesy kind of cover. This is Primitiva, the exotic sounds of Martin Denny, and yeah, it's just a cheesy kind of album. It's cool to get. And then I'm really big into polka. Not like it's not like my favorite thing ever, but when I was little, my grandma always played polka music for us, and she played the accordion professionally at one point. So like I really like polka music, and I listen to it every once in a while. I thought this was a cool cover, and so I decided to buy it. This is the Polka Special, Louis Bechel and his Silk Umbrella Orchestra. And this is one that you can see, as you see a lot of copies of um, at Goodwill and thrift stores. This is the original hit, Winchester Cathedral by the New Vaudeville Band. That's just like one of those instrumental songs that everyone knows, but no one knows the name of. And these next ones I all bought at one trip to one of the record stores near where I live. This is Buck Owens, I've Got a Tiger by the Tail. And this is, I started getting into Buck Owens. He has a cool sound. He's one of the country artists that I actually like. There's only a handful. I don't like any new country, but there's a handful of old country artists that I really like. And here we have Brenda Lee. I'm not sure what the story with this album is. I want to say it's her first album, but I'm not too sure. This has Sweet Nothings and I'm Sorry on it. And then there's some other ones I know, like Jambalaya and stuff that she covered, which is really good too. But Sweet Nothings and I'm Sorry are both really popular songs by her. And if you don't know her, she also is the one who did the hit version of Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. And there's another period when I was looking for a lot of James Brown stuff. And so here we have James Brown Sings Raw Soul, all new great songs. All these original James Brown albums have really awesome covers, and the music that's on them is still really great too. And I paid $8 for that. And only have two more here. Here we have Blood, Sweat, and Tears by Johnny Cash. Those cool albums by him from the mid 60s on Columbia. I want to say it's a 65? No, 62. Earlier than I thought. Yeah, cool album. And then finally, this is Patsy Cline Showcase. This is actually one of her only studio albums. Again, I haven't looked it up recently, so I don't really know if I'm being 100% correct. I believe she has 2 or 3 studio albums before she died, and this is one of them. But yes, it has I Fall to Pieces on it and Crazy, and I believe those are the two um, songs off of here that are really popular. So super awesome album. And then that is it. So thank you guys for watching. I have a ton more hauls to record videos for, so hopefully I'll be able to get those out pretty soon to you guys. Thank you for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. I will see you next video.